Hey everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I just want to get on here real quick and talk about the dart of distraction, because I know a lot of us struggle with this. Like for me, it has been so hard to stay in the Word lately because of all the other distractions going towards me, like such as me working double shifts has been taking such a toll on me, not only mentally but also physically as well. I just feel very exhausted and I feel like I can't, focus on, reading the Word. And I know that has been a stumbling block for me, as staying in the Word. But you got to remember that even though there are distractions, you have to stay grounded. If you don't have the armor of God on, it will be so easy for you to stray away. If there's anything I want you guys to get out of this video, is that it's so important to be full of the armor of God, because when you do that, it won't be easy for Satan to try to stray you away and get you to do other things. And I know that distractions happen to everyone. You can't say that it doesn't, because I know there are many distractions that Satan tries throwing at us. And for me, it has been double shifts, almost non-stop. So I just want to get on here and explain to you that yes, I haven't made a video in a couple of days, and that's because I've been so exhausted from all these double shifts. I know Satan is using work as a way to try to get me to fall out of line. He's trying to get me to fall and stray away from Jesus. And if you're saved, he cannot completely do that to you. But you do have to cling on to Jesus, especially when you're going through those moments where you feel like you're getting distracted left and right. You have to remain your focus on Jesus. And I know that can be easier said than done, but especially when you are going through life and you're constantly working and you're, involved with other activities, and you don't keep in mind that Jesus needs to be your priority. He needs to be your main priority, actually, in everything. When we are distracted, we aren't completely aware of Satan is trying to get us through those distractions. He wants to try and find things that will get to you and make you, occupy yourself with something else. He's gonna try whatever he can. And like I said, for me, it was work, and it still is. I can find time because it can be as simple as saying a prayer. I know I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. Prayer is so important, that communication with Jesus. I'm not saying that you are a perfect Christian when you are praying every day, because honestly, I fall out of line sometimes. I don't pray every day, and I'll openly admit that. I just think that prayer is the strongest connection to him. And, that is why no matter what kind of distractions that Satan tries throwing our way, we have to keep that connection with God strong in prayer, through prayer. Whatever you're going through, just pray, okay? I named this the dart of distraction because, oh my goodness, Satan loves to throw many darts of distraction towards us, and I know that he's not going to stop. He's going to try whatever he can. And he's angry because, guess what? I'm a child of God. He can't take me. Jesus has me. And that is something we should all remember. If we are saved, we are truly a child of God, and we are his. And he is not going to lose sight of us. Just remember that reference in the Bible. It says, the Lord is my shepherd. Guess what? No matter what flies our way, no matter the distractions or the temptations, if we are clinging on to Jesus, he is not going to let us go. We have to remember that no matter what comes our way, Jesus says we are in his hands, and no one is going to take us away from him. Communicate with him, stay in prayer, and read his word. It's there for a reason. We should not let these distractions take a hold of us. Okay? Don't let that happen to you. When there are many distractions that are coming your way, or that you may be facing, you got to remember that Jesus is the name you should be calling out to. And you shouldn't lose your mindset of Jesus and how no matter what comes your way, he has you. And no one is going to take you away from Jesus. There are definitely many verses that, refer to distractions in the Bible and how it's so easy to get all caught up in those distractions. I'm telling you, you gotta be prepared. You have to be prepared whenever distractions are coming at you. You can't be letting that take a hold of you. You have to remember who matters. Jesus matters. He should be your number one priority. And I know I keep saying this, but I'm trying to get at you guys that he seriously should be our number one in everything we do. That is why you shouldn't let distractions hold you back. You should not let distractions get in the way between you and God. You shouldn't. Because it is so easy for Satan to find things to get you away from him. And so easy for Satan to try to steal that time from you and the Lord. Just another example right there of a distraction and how we have to be prepared. And that is through the armor of God, Philippians 3:7, it says, "But what things were gained to me, these I have counted loss to Christ." And that ties into the whole distractions I was talking about. How, guess what? There are going to be many times where we're distracted. And we may think that we're gaining something through either money when it comes to a job or time with friends that maybe aren't so good for us. And we got to remember that that's not good for us. So that is why when we are distracted, we lose sight of Jesus. When Satan tries distracting us, Satan wants us to lose sight of Jesus. He wants to pull us away. He wants to do whatever he can. You are ready and you're prepared and you know that this is an attack from Satan, stay in that word, okay? Stay in that word and he is going to flee at Jesus' name. Another verse I want to get at here is Colossians 3:1. If you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. When we are saved, we want to do things for God. And this is kind of what I was getting at too at my last video, actually, is that, we want to do things for God, not because of others. And that is why when we are distracted, we may lose sight of that. Maybe we struggle with pride. Maybe our pride gets in the way sometimes. When that happens, we have to ask for forgiveness because we shouldn't be full of pride. We should not. And that is easily another distraction for most. When your pride gets in the way, that is not from above. Your own fleshly desires, those are also ways that Satan loves to distract us by, is things that pulls us away from Jesus and removes our time from him. Another big distraction I want to talk about here, and man, I know a lot of us are guilty of this. It is cell phone usage. And mainly what I mean by this is like scrolling on like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, whatever it may be. When we are just mindlessly scrolling, that is something that Satan will use to try to get at you. Will try to take your time away. When you are scrolling for hours, it loses your main focus. It loses your time with the Lord. And that is why I'm actually very adamant about this, because I know I'm guilty of this myself, where most of us will just go on social media and scroll for so long. And we got to remember that when that happens, we have to take charge of that. We got to nip it in the bud right then and there. We can't just continue. We have to open our eyes and realize that what I'm doing is a waste of time. And there are so many more productive things I could be doing right now instead of sitting on my butt and scrolling through videos. Like here I am making a video. I'm outside. And that is something that is beautiful right there. It's just knowing that Maybe you have to take a break from your phone. Maybe it is an addiction for you, and you have to take action. When you are scrolling and maybe it's Instagram, you're looking at other people's lives, it's not going to make you feel any better, first of all. But second of all, that is just another way for Satan to distract us. When you are seriously the one who is just constantly looking at other people's lives, you got to focus on Jesus and how he has been changing your life. Matthew 7:14, it says, "Because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to fire, and there are few that find it." The narrow path is the way. And I know it's not going to be easy. And this definitely ties into distractions, because this is just another example of how we have to take action, and we shouldn't let those distractions feed at us and take control. We shouldn't let that happen, and we can't be scrolling on our phones. We can't be comparing ourselves, and we should not be hanging around the wrong people. When I was hanging around the wrong people, they are going to try to change who you are. They're going to drag you down, and that is another form of distraction right there. So take account of that. Recognize it. Call upon Jesus' name. You got to remember what he did for you. And that is why I want to spend as much time as I can with Jesus. And I know a lot of us can get distracted so easily, but we have to stay grounded in his word. We have a reward waiting for us, and we have to remember that, we have a better reward up there. And just goes to show how much love he has for us, and we cannot wrap our minds around it. We cannot. And that is why we have to take action against those distractions. And that is why I want to spend as much time in the Word, reading his wonderful Word, and communicating with him and sharing him to others. Because guess what? Someday I'll be so joyful to be in the presence of Jesus, and how heavenly and how glorious he is, and holy and perfect. That is why we have to take action against our distractions that Satan throws at us. Don't let it get to you. Don't feed into those distractions. Take action. Okay? Take action against those distractions and recognize it, an attack from Satan, and that he is going to flee at Jesus' name. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys are having a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!